A one-shot Dyna strategy is taking over the mid lane meta in high elo, and I think I know the reason why. This player on EU West, his name is Nifao Shi. Hopefully I haven't sworn in a foreign language just then. He has actually hit over 1,000 LP in top 10 on the EUS server, playing one-shot Dyna only. This guy was Diamond last season, has been playing only Dyna and just obliterating big names like Caps, like Nemesis in the mid lane. So today we'll break down his playstyle. I think Dyna is a great champion for all of you guys that are kind of struggling with champions like the Kiana or the Fizz. Dyna, it's a lot simpler, guys. You get that Lich Bane, that Night Harvester, you press E and you one-shot everybody. In this game, you'll see how to utilize this strategy for your own division and climb some elo. I also bring some good news today, guys. The LCO, the League of Legends Circuit Oceania, is kicking off on February 23 at 6 PM for us Aussies. For those that are aware, the OPL, the Australian Pro League that I used to play in, was disbanded last year, but thankfully to the ESL and Genevieve, they've revived the region. They've brought this new competition. These teams will compete for the world spot from Australia, from Oceania, the whole region. We've got some old teams, we've got some new teams, we've got some banger matchups. Check it out, February 23. It'll be live on their Twitch channel, LCO. I'll put a link to it in the description below. Coming onto the Rift now, guys, the rune page. It's going to be an electrocute setup. It's pretty standard for the Diana, but look in the secondaries. We have Shield Bash and Second Wind. It's going to help us sustain a lot of that damage that comes out from our opponents in the early game. And of course, the electrocute, it's going to allow us to get those one-shots off. And for the build path, we're looking to go explosive. Night Harvester, Lich Bane. It's pretty much the core of the build. Other than that, you can build whatever you like. But this playstyle is all around just getting up front and personal with the squishy enemy targets and just blowing them up. And we can see the early game, guys. You're playing Diana, short range. We start Q, we hang back. We just wait for our level 3 where we can start to look for these all-ins and the mages where Diana can really put on a clinic on the Twisted Fate. He's running Exhaust, so just make sure you take note of the enemy summoner spells. Now, this guy plays a very peculiar Diana, okay? He doesn't really... I mean, sure, he gets a lot of solo kills, but more so he goes boots, he goes Sork shoes usually, and he moves around the map very quickly. Most of the time, he's acting as a second jungler roaming around. His CS per minute scores are very low, and that's because he simply like shoves mid guys, and then he just roams bot. You press Q, you press E, you press R, you get a kill, you reset, get a Mejai's, move into the enemy jungle. Dyna's a very simple champion to play. I cannot recommend how easy this champion is enough. The only hard mechanic, I guess, is the Q reset. So when you land your Q, your E will consume the Q charge and your E will go instantly off cooldown again to get another E. If you E onto a target without landing your Q first, it's on cooldown for like 20 seconds. It's pretty long. So sometimes you get a double E. It's pretty simple. Other than that, just dish out as much damage as you can, and you're good to go. As we hard shove the lane in at level 4 and we move into the river. Now sometimes he'll go for top lane gank, he'll go for bot side gank. And here it looks like he's going to try and collapse on the Nidalee. Finds a Nidalee on the blue buff. The great thing about Dyna, guys, is even if the enemy flashes, you have that E reset, he picks up a kill for himself. Easy as that. And now, guys, that jungle is actually weaker on this patch. Try and start putting deep vision out and track the enemy jungler. A lot of the times you can find them doing greedy paths like that and get a free kill. A lot of people just sit in the mid lane for the first 20 minutes. Just farm, farm, farm. They don't look any other lane. This guy's always moving around, trying to find advantages outside of his lane. Because obviously he's playing EUS Challenger. These mid laners know what they're doing. Solo kills are hard to come by. So why not just move into the bot side of the jungle and try and pick off the enemy there where they're much more vulnerable. Twisted Fate running Phase Rush. Kind of strange. As we move in here. It like could have went for the all-in, but just if he had Ignite, maybe he would have. He's probably just scared of the exhaust coming out from the TF, and then he's weaving those autos in. Whatever happened to Jebsu, that AD TF mate we did reviews on? I haven't seen him for a while. Guess he's not liking the ADTF at the moment. Not many people are. As we're slightly behind tempo, guys, when you do this strategy of moving around the map, you will fall behind in lane. If you're in a bad spot, just take your time. Just wait. Wait for a good base and then roam to the side. You'll be fine. Dyna scaling should be much better than Twisted Fates in the mid game. There's no way he's going to be able to match you. As we hit the base in now, it's usually like Hextech Revolver, Sork Boots with the Dark Seal, and we try and transfer that into a Mejai's, and then we get the Night Harvester Lich and we start taking over the game. So we grab instantly that Hextech Alternator and a Dark Seal. But I love these anti-mages, things like the Dyna, like the Echo at the moment. I think they're performing very well. I definitely think that the champions do well into mages. Any type of mage without any like escapability or dash, like Twisted Fate's a great example, Orianna, Victor, even things like Azir, Corki. Like Dyna just has so many good matchups. The only thing Dyna really struggles into, in my opinion, is things like the Cassio. She even does not too badly into things like Kassadin. She's fine, bro. It's very hard to hard counter Dyna. Because you got that shielding, you got that dash, you got mobility. Your kit just offers everything. As Twisted Fate pops his ultimate onto the top side, should be able to grab the Pantheon. And Dyna is getting spam pinged out. No way, Jose, as we move back into the mid lane, hard shove it. Ah, control ward there, buddy. Okay, never mind. He doesn't know it's there. Common mistake. Always auto move through brushes. So even if I'm checking topside, if I auto move through that brush, like, what I do is I just A-click on the brush as I'm moving. And my auto animation will start up. I'll be able to see there's a ward there. As we hit level 6. Level 6 Dyna, guys, you have kill pressure. The champion has too much damage in its kit at the moment. I think it does need nerfs. You can essentially all-in anybody at level 6 for a 100% solo kill. I don't think any champion's going to win it. Maybe like a Cassiopeia with an exhaust or something like that. Obviously, there's ways to outplay it, but it's a pretty simple champ. As he hard shoves mid, moves into the bot side. Now they're looking to force. Goes in there, pops the ultimate, grabs the shutdown onto the Jhin, just plays it slow. And gonna hard shove it. Your goal, guys, should be to piss off the enemy bot lane so much that they AFK. Oh, shit. Nidalee Spear lands. One thing you need to be doing on Dyna, guys, tracking summoner spells. Tracking enemy flashes. If you know what carries have missing flash, just go towards that lane. They can't escape. They simply can't escape. There's nothing they can do. We head back to base now. Pick up our Sork shoes. And we're going to jog out a lane. Running straight bot side. Not even going to go mid. Going to go straight bot. Has Ignite, no flash. Going to try and see if the enemy overextends here. This girl is crazy. Okay. Plants over. There's a pink ward there. And we're going to move our way in. Just demolishes the Lulu. And do you guys see what I mean about, like, she doesn't really play that much of a lane. She plays more towards the map. It's a great... This is one of the best solo queue styles to have. Sure, you're not playing, like, insane wave management mid and all that, but you're just moving around the map diving. And there's not many better champions than Dyna to dive with, as Twisted Fate blows his flash. ER. Ultimate hits. We got our E reset again. I mean, how simple is this? Is it like... The mechanics are very easy. The problem is you need to know where... This guy's always in the right place at the right time, and it's not a coincidence. He just has really good map reads. But the mechanics of Dyna are very simple. He'll shove the tower in here. When you use abilities on Dyna, it actually gives you more attack speed. So if you see a Dyna using abilities on the tower, as you can see here, he's just doing that, jack his passive up and get some plates. There's almost no better champion than taking early plates than a Dyna. So if the enemy does take a bad trade and dies, or if they go for a roam into the side lane, hard shove mid, grab that free gold. 1600 gold in the pocket as we hit the base now. Coming out, what are we going to grab? Blasting one, Ruby. We're looking for that Night Harvester. There's been a lot of hype, guys, around Everfrost and Cosmic Drive on this patch. At the end of the day, I think Dyna could go Everfrost. The problem is you don't need the mana at all. The Night Harvester is just the perfect weapon for Dyna at the moment for that one-shot rotation, the movement speed. You don't really need to waste gold towards the Everfrost for the mana. You don't need the stun. You should just have enough AP to just one-shot. I've been running a lot of Cosmic Drive on Cassio. I think Cassio's a little bit... probably benefited a little bit too much from the change. Kassadin benefited a little bit too much from the change. Silas has benefited too much from the Everfrost change, I think. There's a lot of champions to abuse at the moment. And it always takes Riot at least 4 or 5 days to really work out what's been overtuned on the meta. So if you're very fast on the meta, we're looking for the Lulu. Still has the E, and you see how he just holds that? Sometimes you just hold it and wait for them to flash, and then you use the E again, just in case. But as I was saying, there's always a little bit of time to abuse champions if something's a little bit too overtuned before Riot Games tries to... They do a hotfix patches usually 4 or 5 days after, if it needs to be changed. I don't think they're going to hotfix patch anything. I think you probably have the whole 2 weeks to kind of abuse champions like Kassadin at the moment. In pops his ultimate. Nice animations on the replay. And here comes Riven. I'm ripped IRL. Oh no, I think we're going to die here. A little bit too deep. Jhin has flash. Goodbye, Dyna. Bang, shut down over to the Jhin. That's not what you want. We grab our Night Harvester here. And our sweeper. Don't forget the Oracle Lens. Is the Fate going the Triforce? I wonder if that is the Jebsu. What is he doing? It's ADTF. I've not seen this for fucking like months. So now you're going to be able to see how much damage Dyna has with this Night Harvester Electrocute. Like, when you play it, you'll just say to yourself, like, this is too much damage. It's not fair. Because I've been playing a lot of it recently, and I saw this guy play a lot of it. I saw him get like top like rank 7 or something, and I'm like, okay, let me just give it a go. What's this hype about? I played it once, and I just said, okay, I get it. I understand. This is disgusting. Shove mid quickly, we roam into the bot side. We're 90 farm at 13. It's okay CS score, but it's nothing, no Chovy level. No kills to be had. Feels bad, man. We have flash, we have ignite. Let's see if she looks for it. Jhin has flash. Let's see what she does. Flashes in. Just gets the Nidalee. Pop the ignite. Leona killsteals it for God knows what reason. Oh my God, Dyna. Here comes TF. What would Grow Score do? Probably... Oh, probably that. Not bad. Drops the second kill of the game. Very feisty. Sometimes second item, guys, Hourglass and then Lich Bane is fine. If I'm into like a Nocturne and a Zed or like a full AD comp, the Hourglass is not that bad of an item. Sometimes just the Seek is enough to sit on, okay? You don't have to rush the Night Harvester every game. You're getting pummeled by like, if the enemy is like a Syndra Nidalee and you need to go the Verdant Barrier, the necklace that gives you a lot of magic resist, you can rush that early. There's no hustle. You don't have to get all of this this damage up front early. Sometimes it is better to go a little bit defensive if you're struggling. I like to drop into side lanes super early on Dyna. You could even do it now. There's a very long lane bot. It's fine for Dyna to drop in there. You get a lot of solo farm. And Twisted Fate or Riven can't match you. You're just going to blow them up. Twisted Fate probably working towards his wit's end, though. Riven, Pantheon, EQ. Sorry, QE. Always try and land your Q before the E combo, but sometimes there's just no time. Just ER will do enough damage, it will suffice. But if you can get that Q to start, you're going to have that E reset just in case. As we're going to drop into the side lane now and see if the Twisted Fate wants to come out deep and match. I don't know who this player is, by the way. There was a Dyna player that I played with when I was in EUS, and he was very high elo. He didn't type much in my games, and he went Moby Boots roaming. It might be the same player, it might not, I don't know. Not sure who this guy is. He kind of appeared out of nowhere. I'm sure a lot of people in EU know who he is. I'll have to talk to some of my friends. Like, I highly doubt he was Diamond last season. Like, his account says Diamond last season, but a lot of people just have Smurfs, and they get their Smurfs up on a nice little win streak. The other account was Challenger, but they're just playing on alt. 1400 gold. We're going to hit back to the base. Aether Wisp is always a good purchase here. Let's see what he grabs. Aether Wisp and a Blasting Wand. Of course, the Aether Wisp gives you a lot of that extra movement speed which you're looking for. And don't be afraid if you get 6 or 7 Dark Harvest stacks. If you want to get a Soulstealer, don't be afraid, guys. It's a very good item on Diana. We're going to move in here. Have our ultimate. No flash available. Ashe picks up 1. Diana moving in. Can she gap close is the question. Can't quite get in there. Oh. Just ER's 3-man ultimate. Super simple combo. Demolishes the team. They're going to pick up the 3rd dragon for themselves and make this game super easy to complete. How basic. It's not Chinese Kiana, like bloody perma invisibility, EWQ combo where I can't even tell what's happening. Just ERW, pop a Q, guys. It's very bloody simple to play this champ and get good results. I'm talking, you may not even need to go into practice tool. Just watch this VOD and it might actually just be enough of Dyna to go and demolish in your ranked games. Which I always like. I like champions like that. You don't always need to be like a Fizz or something that needs to max out DPS. As we should have enough for the Lich Bane, right? No? Feels bad, man. Hasn't been much like style or strategy. Like the style has been, I see action, I go. Just permanently looking for fights. Twisted Fate in the bot side. Probably super close to Lich Bane, so maybe he wants to base soon, honestly. There we go. Oh, we're going to greed for tower. I like it. And now we'll go back to base for the Lich Bane. And finally now, guys, when you hit this combo, what you want to do is walk up to the enemy AD carry and kill them. And you want to do that over and over and over again. Problem is, in games like this with a Lulu, just be careful of that polymorph. If you can wait for the polymorph to be used by Lulu, if you can keep track of that in your head and then go in, you're going to have a much better time. Sometimes it's a little bit hard, but that's what players like this should be doing. If you're at this caliber of level. Flash Ignite are up. Alright, buddy. Let's see it. Asho lands. Leona ult. Diana moves in. They rinse that poor little Riven, and they should be able to pick up the Nash for themselves. If enemy contests, Diana still has everything up. Just if 8 ult comes out. Pantheon's in trouble. And Dinah's job here is just to zone. Polymorph has come out now. Dinah has to flash. Careful of the Jhin. Who gets the Baron? Oh, there we go. Viego picks it up. He grabs the Nidalee. Beautiful combo onto the Twisted Fate and Viego. Field day here, baby. And you can see how long that E cooldown is. So you do have to be careful on the resets. As we hit the 10 stacks onto the Dark Seal, this should be a Soulstealer purchase. They should run down and try and end the game. Stopwatch. Stopwatch. The only reason I could justify this is because he doesn't have flash and he just used everything. I think next base, if he has enough gold, he'll go Soulstealer. I still think Soulstealer would have been great there, just because it's also completing a legendary for the extra mythic passive, but it's all good. Third item is usually the Hourglass into Deathcap, guys. Deathcap or Void, build accordingly. I definitely like Void Staff a lot more these days. I'm building it way more. I think Deathcap is like an outdated item, I feel. I think it's pretty crappy. So it could just cost too much gold. By the time you've got it, like, enemy team's starting to get MR. You get that Void Staff early. It's just so simple, man. It gives you instant results. It's so cheap as well. Please get Soulstealer. Nice! There we go, baby. We're looking for 25 stacks. I knew he was looking for it. And the Viego here. Putting on a clinic. Champion is very strong. I think Viego is enabled. No, I think Viego might still be disabled. Apparently, there's too many bugs at the moment for it to be allowed in pro play. Okay. Goes in. 2-man R. One shots the Lulu. You can see that movement speed there and zips out. And they'll pick up the Soul. Unfortunately, Air Soul doesn't really feel too nice. Definitely the worst of the game. Been destroyed. Gets rid of the Dorans. Hourglass is going to be the next item. Let's run down mid. Let's end the game. You guys got an 8k gold lead. Let's do it. The reason why, by the way, Dyna doesn't really get played much in pro is that it's kind of, Dyna just excels so much at uncoordinated fights. At enemy teams stacking up, enemy team not really having much of a support. When you find pro play comps and you look at playing Diana, it just doesn't really fit in. There's not really that many opportunities to play it, and there's not many players willing to take the risk. I definitely think if enemy team blind picks something like a Syndra or a Victor, you can pull out the Diana, sure. But you'd have to be ready that the enemy doesn't have like a Leona, Nautilus support, something like that. That just makes your life like a living nightmare as you just get CC'd as the enemy team spreads out and you never able to get that 4 or 5 man ultimate. No flash here, so we've got to try and get in really close. He tried to ER there and he failed. Interesting. 1 minute cooldown on Dyna ult. I think they're just waiting and sitting and waiting for the Ash Leona. Dyna moves in here. Pops the Hourglass. I mean, you don't have Hourglass. There's not that much you can do. Try and track the Nidalee. Ease in 5 seconds. Come on. One more to the little Diana. Pantheon's on a bloody rampage. And that's it, guys. That's how you play one-shot Dyna build. We didn't see that many insane one-shots this game, but I definitely think you guys can grasp the idea of the champion and utilize it in your own games. So until next time, boys, thank you for watching. I'll catch us all later. Peace.